Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters here. Sportswire Radio, and boy, what did I just see here? Just a few short hours ago, over in YBW's most recent show, Heat Wave, and boy, there was a heat wave that broke the internet. We'll talk about that. But the birthday boy who's our guest tonight, it almost sounds like Carter was cut down and was winning a championship on his birthday, a curse rather than a blessing. And where do we go from here with the MC of the 1-2-3? I must ask that question because not once but twice was, well, our one half of the Golden Guns shot down. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the aftermath of what happened, where the headline was a hitmaker returned, and we've been saying don't doubt Dominic, but the internet was just broken. And the headline of Aaron Blaze out of action, and well, that was certainly maybe a curse rather than a blessing for our guest. And we'll try to talk about all that. We'll certainly have some things I'm going to give our guest. And no, Damian Hunter's not here tonight. Damian Hunter's not coming on here. No, Aaron Blaze is not coming on here to give you something and then, well, Damian Hunter will cash in on you. But I do have something for you later on. But we're about to be back to normal here on Sportswire Radio, and I know this has been an interesting night here in the world of underground and backyard wrestling. I saw not one, not two, but three different promotions have shows. But the company here tonight was the center of it all, and they may have won the biggest headline. And I'm going to talk about that. But before I do that and introduce our guest and give him a big happy birthday wish, because our chat is here, he's waiting for it. In the famous words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, and start this show off in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one sports show, a man that has been the YBW breakouts and hardcore champion, maybe quicker or not so quicker than a New York Minute. He's the MC of the 1-2-3, and he always tells us something brand new. He's one half of the Golden Guns. He's the role model of the backyard and the underground wrestling circuit. His name is simply put, Magnum. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Carter! The role model of BYW is here. Happy birthday, my friend. How are we doing?
Well, I've definitely had better days. I've had better weeks. We'll get into that one later. But all around today wasn't really that bad.
Well, this was a rather interesting birthday you had. I mean, you could say weeks, but birthdays, let alone weeks. I mean, your birthday, you were up and then, well, you were way down, literally. You were so down, you had to be carted out of the YBW arena there.
Yeah, that happened. Almost twice.
Well, I mean, this will be one that'll last a lifetime, and certainly YBW broke the internet. We'll certainly be talking about that. And your birthday, well, it was one for the ages, and I'll certainly give you something later on for your birthday, but I guess I have to ask it for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform, you, the MC of the 1-2-3, Magnum Carter, the Golden Guns, and YBW most certainly helped build Sportswire Radio to the tune of nearly 1,600 subscribers. How are you feeling after being cut down not once, but twice tonight at YBW's latest show, Heatwave?
Well, it's definitely not as emasculating as you think. The first one, I got cheap shotted, and I still fought back. He nearly didn't beat me, but he did. Second match, if I wasn't beaten up, I would have kicked his ass. But unfortunately, that little I forget what it's called. Searching for death swanton bomb that hit me. Yeah, that.
I'll be putting the footage up shortly. I mean, I have to do it because it's in context. But yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate what you went through for sure. You definitely went through a heat wave, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, it was also really hot outside. That's kind of why I started switching to shorts.
There's a good idea to wear shorts, yeah, especially in this time of the year. It's a good idea.
Well, that and with like the black Under Armour and stuff, yeah, it made me a little bit hotter, but it at least made me a little bit more flexible than just wearing the jeans I always do.
Yeah. But it's certainly one that it was, I guess, winning the or being gifted, whatever you want to call it, the YBW Hardcore Championship from your best friend Aaron Blaze. Well, the headline was that maybe that YBW Hardcore Championship you were awarded to was rather a curse than a blessing.
That could be the possibility of it. My life up until that point was already kind of hitting a downward spiral. And then when everything looked like it was going my way, everything got ripped away, literally and figuratively. Because not only did it affect my performance for my actual match I had that night already, it's affecting me a little bit mentally. Because if I can't handle being sneak attacked, then how can I handle holding that type of championship if I'm not ready for that kind of commitment to back it up?
Well, you didn't know. I mean, listen, this certainly the plan. We had no idea that Aaron Blaze was going to award the Hardcore Championship to you. Nobody did. Obviously, we knew when Aaron Blaze was here, ironically enough, on July 31st. You were here August 31st. And he had talked about what we're seeing here on YBW's most recent show, Heatwave 3, where Aaron Blaze had announced that he was relinquishing the Hardcore Championship because he could not compete due to an injury, and he'll return to the ring very soon. And obviously, we're looking forward to seeing him back out there, speedy recovery. But we didn't know that you were going to be awarded the hardcore championship. We didn't know any of that. I mean, so how could you plan for something that you had no idea for? So, I mean, yeah, you could say I should have handled being snuck attack better, but that's what the whole point of a sneak attack is, don't you think?
To be fair, I didn't know I was getting rewarded it today until we got there, until like right before the show. I didn't know that. But it's also a looming fact that we all know Damian Hunter. He's kind of like Edge in a way. He's an opportunist. He'll take anything he can get. And despite the fact that during a very emotional and very tense situation where I had to be rewarded something instead of actually having a match for it, it didn't mean a whole lot to me that I was handed it just without a match, without earning it. I had all that responsibility, as I said before, about carrying his name on my back, especially after that happened.
Yeah, you told us about that when you were here on Sportswire a few weeks ago. Yep.
That's another thing I also needed to talk about as well with Aaron Blaze. I know you're watching. I know everyone YBW is watching. I know Damian Hunter's probably watching. If you're not watching now, I know you're watching later or some other point in time. Damian, you'll get your comeuppance. You and me will have a proper match. Not one where you'll sideline me. Not one where you'll hit me with a cheap shot, then start the match. You and me are going to have a proper one-on-one, and the hunter will become the hunted.
Ooh.
But going back to what I was saying about Aaron Blaze, I'm going to put these two together. Blaze, I'm sorry. You put a lot on me. I thought I could handle it, especially last minute. I thought I could. Then I guess reality hit me harder than I thought it would.
Well, I mean, the reality was that you were attacked from behind. I mean, I don't think that anybody wakes up and says, hey, I'm going to be hit from behind any time they go out there. I mean, you can't plan for something like that. I mean, if you're going to have an announced match, sure. You know, maybe your opponent wants to come out from the apron or do something and they, bring a group. Sure, that's fine. But I still say you couldn't have planned for this. There was no plan going into this. And I mean, in the way you were attacked, listen, that's just business is business. Business is business.
Yeah, but after that attack, I looked at past champions, and a very similar situation popped up a few months back. Before Kid Phoenix joined Reality, he had an open challenge where he was snuck attack, and he won his championship. And I keep looking back at that, and I'm like, well, the two times I've beaten Kid Phoenix that we fought, it wasn't really that hard. But then again, there was no championship on the line. This is before he was even champion. This is right after I came in like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking about that. It's like, I don't think at that particular time mentally with how I was trying to take both being awarded a very prestigious championship that we have in our company.
Absolutely.
And also then carrying the name of all those former champions along with Aaron Blaze and everything that's building up with him, the headline and everything. I didn't know if I could carry that kind of weight on my shoulders. Turns out I couldn't. But just because I'm down doesn't mean I'm out.
No, I mean, obviously, we know you're not going to be out. I mean, there's no question about that. But listen, it's an unfortunate circumstance. I mean, you were attacked from behind. You fought back. I mean, you do bring up the Kid Phoenix example, and listen, there's examples, but 9 times out of 10, if we know how this works in our sport, somebody attempts to cash in and attack someone from behind, and the way you got attacked from behind, they're going to have a significant advantage, and 9 times out of 10, in your spot, you lose.
Yeah. That is something I have
And look at that Swanton, which you brought up. I mean, listen, the U.S. Open's going on right now. Game, set, match, point. I mean, that's just what that was. Just and I know it pains literally your best friend to make that count, but that's business is business, and game, set, point, and that's just match awarded to Damian Hunter. And yeah, to quote commentary, that Hardcore Championship 1 victory that you got awarded to you might have been just barely quicker than a New York minute, but there was no way to plan for this going into Heat Wave 3.
Not at all, but it's definitely something I probably should have expected, but just not at that time. I probably would have seen it coming if I already had my match with Monstruct, and then that happened. But that's only a what if. We can only move forward from here.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, you go through this, but it's on your birthday. And that's the one thing I go back to. This was supposed to be an extraordinary, extravagant birthday celebration for Magnum Carter, the MC of the 1-2-3, the role model of BYW. The guy was going to come on here and everybody was just going to celebrate this man 1 year. It's the 1-year anniversary of you being here in YBW. It's your birthday. We're going to celebrate. Everybody's going to be happy. We're going to talk about breaking the internet. But instead, we're talking about almost your spirit being broken away, because the show kicks off. You get awarded the Hardcore Championship. It's your birthday. And then right afterwards, well, we saw that contract, that briefcase in it. You get hit over the head and, well, you get skull crushed and you got cut down and the guns got shot down and your trigger couldn't get there in time. And instead of a birthday celebration,
I got a birthday beatdown.
You got a birthday beatdown. Yeah, you got a birthday beatdown.
I mean, yeah, it was supposed to be a special day for me, but hey, that's just business. Today is just any other day when it comes to wrestling. And despite how I may sound, yeah, I'm a little down at the moment, but my spirit's definitely not broken.
Understandable that your spirit's broken a little bit, because, I mean, this was a day, a monumental one that you were supposed to have a celebration for. And, I mean, just YBW having one of their biggest shows in history. And, we're going to talk about what happened later on. But yet instead, when we talked about this, we talked about your struggles. Last year, you came in, we were comparing you to Goldberg. Now we're almost comparing you to what Ryback became. And now it's even worse than that. I mean, I don't even know, where to go from here. And the funny thing about it, or the sad thing, is that you've only in one-on-one competition been beaten once until today. And you get beat twice.
In one day.
And we went from being in a year being beat once in one-on-one competition to being beat twice in one-on-one competition, technically. And you were the guy everybody, myself, the loudest, was comparing you to Bill Goldberg. And yet now, I don't even know who to compare you to.
Well, I'm going to make a very broad statement when comparing me to someone. Comparing me to Chris Jericho. He's Mr. Y2J. I'm Mr. 1-2-3. It doesn't matter if I'm the one getting pinned. It doesn't matter if I'm the one pinning somebody. He got beat twice in one night by Mr. John Cena. Damian Hunter was there a long time before I was. Chris Jericho wasn't there as long as John Cena was. At that given point in time, at least when he came back.
True. At that moment, yeah.
Difference is Damian Hunter is more experienced than I am, and he, at that point in time, right now, he's like Edge. He's the ultimate opportunist. He took advantage of a weak-minded situation with a lot of intensity behind it. And I can't fault him for that, because to be fair, who wouldn't want to sneak attack the biggest guy in the yard?
You're the MC of the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you're the role model of the BYW. I mean, yeah, I agree.
So when it comes to Mr. Damian Hunter, as I said earlier, he will get his comeuppance. He will become the hunted. And not only did he break a little bit of my spirit, I won't lie, yeah, you were right, he broke a little bit of my spirit. But when he does get his comeuppance, my spirit won't be broken. I know that. It will not be broken by that point in time, because in a straight one-on-one fight, I can take anybody in the back. He may have broke my spirit, but when he get his comeuppance, I'll break his back.
I want everybody to go follow Magnum Carter to try to cheer him up on his Instagram page. I'd like everybody to hit the sub button for me when it comes to YBW, and especially watching what we just saw here, the historic Heatwave 3, which certainly broke the internet, and we're going to definitely get into that later on. And we are here with Magnum Carter on his birthday. And also, do me a favor, if you're here in the chat, please wish him a happy birthday. You know, I don't want to ask you this question, but I'm going to do it. And I really was thinking about this the whole time. You know, I was watching all this great wrestling today. I was having dinner out, even though I, had a tooth surgery, which I'm not going to compare to your evening, because I'm now almost 5 days in. So I'm almost there. I'm still a little rough on the left side, but my night is nowhere near in comparison to you. But I'm going to ask you something that I hate to ask a guy like you, a good man who is the role model of BYW. You've lost a lot of weight. You've talked so much about fighting for your daughter, working multiple jobs, everything you go through to not only be here on Sportswire, but to represent YBW and our great sport that we all love here. But do you regret being rewarded or awarded that hardcore championship from your best friend, Aaron Blaze? Do you regret that at all?
Do I regret it? No. In fact, if I could do it again, I would.
You would?
Not just for the simple fact is that I can add a championship to my resume, but for the simple fact is there was a lot of trust and camaraderie, or however you say that word. I can't really.
No, you got it. Commodity. A belt is a commodity. Listen, and it's a valuable asset. No question. No, you're good.
And a lot of friendship involved, especially surprisingly around the hardcore title and everything that it stands for. It doesn't exactly stand for YBW as a whole, but it still stands to be a very broad part of the company. And even holding it for a New York minute, as you said, it still meant a lot to me that he chose me over everybody else, considering how I've never been in a hardcore match in the company outside of a triple threat.
Yep. Well, I mean, look, you got it. You got the opportunity, but look at what it afterwards led for you. It led where you got cut down not once, but twice. You had to be nearly carried out twice. And your birthday was almost ruined.
In a strange sense of the term, it's something that I needed. Something to motivate me even further. As I said earlier, or not earlier, but in my last time here about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
I said I've been going through a lot, struggling through a lot, mentally, physically, and just work life. But now I have something to motivate me to get better with my wrestling. Something to motivate me to become even better than I am now.
Uh, we lost you there,
Something
guys.
to push me beyond my. Hello? And good?
Now I got you. Go ahead. We lost you there for a second. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Um, where was I? Oh, yeah. With
Yeah,
everything in my personal life, with everything with my personal life beating on me, it motivated me to get better, to figure out how to take things better, how to do things differently than how I would normally, and get it done better, more proper, and mature a little bit through the experience. Now I have something to do that for wrestling. So right now my spirit may be broken, but I'm just finding out better and different ways to make myself the big guy, the better guy, the MC of 1, 2, 3, the guy who never, ever backs down from a challenge.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. He's definitely telling us something brand new because you can't count out the MC of 1, 2, 3 because even though he was put down not once but twice, 1, 2, 3, he's still got plenty of well
Fight.
guns left in him. Yeah, bang bang, and we're gonna
No,
certainly I know of no doubt find out more of that. So okay, so obviously you did have the hardcore championship for just a little longer than a New York minute. You might want to say it's on your resume. It's an accomplishment. You don't regret it. But what about your best friend Aaron Blaze? You know, you've mentioned him throughout the first 25 minutes or so we've been on the air, and it just seems of late, the last few months in YBW. You were here a couple weeks ago, and not to go down that road, but the last best friend Aaron Blaze had, we saw what happened, and we'll definitely talk about that guy later. We'll talk about that guy later. But it seems like all this problems or shortcomings, or I don't know what you want to call it, all seems to be kind of around your best friend Aaron Blaze. And you think that's coincidence, or maybe there's something to that?
Well, with him being the head of the best Pennsylvania wrestling company, at least in the backyard community, I would have to say, of course, but not in a bad way, not in a negative term.
Okay.
He does everything to improve me, improve his game, improve everyone, improve the entire roster, the entire atmosphere of the community itself. He does everything with a meaning, with a purpose. If he does it, it has a meaning behind it. If he doesn't do it, then he's not going to do it because it doesn't mean anything for him or doesn't mean anything for the community. It doesn't mean anything about bettering the business. He'll do it when it's right. If it's not right, he'll either not do it or hold off on it until it does. He is an architect. He is a visionary. He is a headline maker.
Yeah, I agree with that, but you haven't been that hit maker. I mean, if he's this hit maker and he's making hits, but this year, and I like you a lot. I legitimately, you have been a favorite of mine. I always like talking to you. I know you've been here not that many times, but you've been here about 4 times now over the past 8 or 9 months. But even when I talk to you on Messenger or I talk to you off the air, I genuinely like you. You're a good man. You always offer good words of support. And you would think, though, right, that Aaron Blaze taking such a liking to you and almost molding your career into what he's done. And if he's a hit maker, well, hit makers to me are the definitions of guys that go out there and help those artists and help those different people get those hits. In music, they think about, Quincy Jones, God rest his soul, and Clive Davis, and They think about, Simon Cowell. No, I'm not going to say you're fired on here, Magnum Carter. It is your birthday, but they think of all those hit makers. And this year, Magnum Carter may be one half of the Golden Guns. He may be the MC of the 1, 2, 3. You may be arguably the biggest guy in the backyard, but there's been no hits this year. It hasn't been all killer, no filler. It's been all filler and no killers this year. There's no hits. If he's the hit maker, where's the hits?
They're there somewhere. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about that when you put it in a more broader perspective of things, but he has his ways.
I know he has. I've known him too. Listen, I know the man. Listen, I like Aaron Blaze. He is a friend. There's a lot of people that say different things, but I'm like, no. I know him. I know him. I know he means a lot to you too. But if he's a hit maker, and I've had on Sportswire the people that have had the hits, the people literally that were in the Billboard Top 100's number 5 or number 6 in the spots, number 11, even in some cases the top spot of the Billboard Top 200 album sales in our country and the world. And Aaron Blaze is supposed to be that producer. He's supposed to be that guy that gets you, Magnum Carter, to where Aaron Blaze has been. But yet, so far, I look at the charts, I look up, I read them, and I don't see Magnum Carter there yet.
Well, I'm still fairly new to the business.
I know.
And a lot of the responsibility falls into me. He goes out there, he tells me what to do. And despite my lack of inexperience, I get the job done, but I don't get it done.
But maybe that's pressure. Sometimes that happens. People listen. There was Ike and Tina Turner, and famously Tina Turner went on her own and she went out and did her thing. Janet Jackson, right? You think about the Jacksons. Janet Jackson went on her own and look at the success that she had. Sometimes people need to go on their own. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, God rest his soul, right? Ozzy, right? You think about Black Sabbath, right? Black Sabbath, obviously the mothership of all the hard rock and heavy metal bands, right? There wouldn't be any of them if it wasn't for Black Sabbath. But even Ozzy, he left Black Sabbath and had to go on his own. And, well, we saw what happened. And I'm not saying that you and Aaron Blaze aren't friends or of any that ilk, but I hope you can get that hit from Aaron Blaze. And I hope he can help you get there, because so far, it's been a struggle. Tonight was definitely not what myself and fans of yours and everybody here tonight was hoping for.
That move right there, that
Yeah.
One-handed spine buster
That was pretty sick.
Oh, the move I do later is even better.
I know. I watched it. I was in the chat. I was having spaghetti and chicken, my first real meal in 5 days, and I was watching that at the same time. I had my one hand in there, so it was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it.
No, that the one-handed spine buster kind of defines me at the moment, where I get to be on top for a little bit, but then almost immediately I fall down.
That's the antithesis. That's the antithesis of what you were last year, and almost the definition of what you are this year.
Yeah, I honestly think I just need to up my game a little bit and broaden my horizons, upgrade my moveset, and keep hitting the gym.
I know you've lost a lot of weight. You talked about that, but I mean, should you have gone out there and competed against Monstruck? I mean, after what you went through earlier in the show, to still go out there? I mean, there was that talk here on the telecast, and I mean,
to be fair, at that point in time, that was sick, by the way. That's not how that was supposed to go, but it was sick.
That was a one-handed pump handle slam almost.
But I thought the adrenaline would carry me through. The rage I had at the time despite already getting kind of hurt, I thought maybe, just maybe, if I get angry enough, I could pull the win. But before the match even started, that adrenaline faded really quick.
Yeah, because of what we saw you went through earlier in the show. You got hit over the head with a briefcase. You went through a swanton off the ring, whatever you want to call
That
it,
hurt.
depending on your. Yeah, I mean that hurt. I mean, so yeah, I mean, you could go out there on adrenaline, but your body knows when it's time to say no mas, and you were cut down, man.
Yeah, I was. But that's not a reason for me to quit. That's not a reason for me to stop doing what I'm doing, to stop loving what I love. It just gives me a reason to now mature in the ring. I probably should have waited for that match.
Yeah.
I just really wanted it. I really wanted to get my hands on the one
Well,
person.
you talked a lot about him, obviously so, for many reasons. When you were here a couple of weeks ago, and to announce you coming on, I played your closing words, which were literally rather short and to the point. But you know,
And
just
even after the match, as you see, sorry to cut you off. I
no,
don't mean to
no,
pull a Dom.
you can.
But even after the match, I still, even in all that pain, wanted to just get my hands on him, to show him, teach him a lesson.
Well, I mean, maybe those who can give you medical attention in the back in the YBW locker room can maybe teach you a lesson that you've got to do things in moderation, and that's obviously testing your body to even your body a limit it can't handle. And we see a sad sight here on your birthday, nevertheless. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the birthday of Magnum Card. This was supposed to be, we'll get to that celebration, I promise. We're going to get to the chat here. I have a couple things I still want to award you and everyone else. But yeah, you gave the thumbs up, and, we got you. We got your back. But, I mean, this was just not the night we had in mind for the MC123 Magnum Card, or the role model of BYW. And this was something that you did tell us brand new, but unfortunately at your expense. I mean, it seems to me like that Aaron Blaze may be a hit maker, but that guy is the one we're talking about later on. Just saying.
Yeah, and that's despite my losses here today and everything leading up to what happened twice, it taught me a lesson that I don't think I'll soon forget, and something that I think I really, really needed smacked into me. I might be the biggest man in the backyard, but I'm still human. I have my limits. I have so many things I still need to learn, still have to offer. And I even said before, even you said it, others have said it, I am the role model of the backyard. But I guess when it came to that anger of just wanting to get my hands on Monstruct, I guess I forgot to take my own advice and just keep level-headed.
You were thinking with your heart, not your head. You
Yeah.
were thinking with your heart, not your head.
And sometimes it's better to think with your head and not your heart.
You didn't do what you needed to do for your body, but we hope for your sake that you live and learn, and that this summer certainly is coming to an end. But we've got plenty to talk about still, because the heat wave came, and it came and it broke the internet, and you certainly felt it in your own way. And we're going to talk about that. But I got a lot of people here in the chat that have been waiting to speak with you. I want to get to them now. I want to get to their reactions as we're here with Magnum Carter, who was today the YBW Hardcore Champion. Depending on your watches, was either the Hardcore Champion quicker or shorter than a New York Minute, or longer than a New York Minute. So that could very well be depending on your time. But he was the YBW Hardcore Champion. He was also a YBW Breakouts Champion. He is one half of the Golden Guns, and he's the role model of the BYW. And we're here in the chat with you, and thank everybody for tuning in. And we want to wish Magnum a happy birthday throughout the telecast. So please join me in doing that, despite what we've talked about, which I feel very bad about. It's when guys like you, Sean Jovi, Dark Cron, Joe Starr, once upon a time, go in these slumps and losses. We really don't like doing those things. But yes, happy birthday to Magnum Carter. Zilla, was Zilla in the chat today? I don't remember if Zilla was in the YBW chat, but nevertheless, Zilla's here. We thank her, and I want to say hello to our friends in the great state of Ohio, not too far from you guys, in the EWA, and they had their show also today, which was on Facebook Live. They're going to post it on their YouTube channel. Yeah, they're a company, the EWA, Live, Love It, EWA, Live and Love It. The EWA is one of my new companies that comes on Sportswire, and they've had some guys that a lot of people know on Sportswire. Darkron, Matthew Forsaken. We're all Forsaken when it comes to him, and some others are being announced, and they are the Entertainment Wrestling Alliance, and they've got a YouTube channel. You like to give them a sub? Who knows? Maybe you'll see some other favorites of Sportswire Radio show up there. It could be anybody. It could be anybody, and the owner of the company is a guy, Hubie Jenkins, who's been here, and he's their high authority. And if you'd like to hit a sub button for him, you could do that. And also, you'll see more of them, including their champion, Mr. Robert Scott, who was in my state today, and then wrestled yesterday. He was in my state, and then today wrestled in Ohio. So very, very busy, very, very busy man. But yes, hit the sub button for the EWA, and you'll be seeing more from them next Tuesday when a slew of the guys before Thrill Mania come on. So thank you for them. We'll put this back up. We'll go into a number of different people. I'm not doing okay because CJ Black was in the chat for BTW's August Rush and banned me for having a crush on Cash Card. Well, that's okay. I mean, listen, I'm here to talk YBW tonight. I can't speak on behalf of other company and other wrestlers, but I can tell you thank you for being here tonight, and I'm going to certainly sidestep that, and we thank you for being here on this show.
Yeah. Crush on the wrong Carter.
There you. That might be that's a good point. Duly noted. Touche. Hello to our management here, and hope you guys enjoyed Heatwave 3. We broke the internet, and now we hear from the birthday boy himself, Magnum Carter. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Hello. Your best friend, Aaron Blaze, is here, and he said, I'm so ticked at Hunter. Words can't express his disbelief. I just finished it for him. He's upset.
Me either.
Well, that's why I got you here. Yeah, tonight's been quite a night. It's been quite a night in wrestling. I'll tell you that much. We had 4 wrestling companies. If you count the EWA on Facebook Live, they'll post it on their YouTube later in the week. But yeah, 4 wrestling companies. You had VTW's Best in the Yard. You had the BTW August Rush. The EWA had their show today. And, well, we're here with YBW's Heatwave 3. So busy time. Almost, to me, this is almost like NFL Week 1 or like the playoffs in Major League Baseball coming up. It's just, check it out, almost like the NCAA March Madness. It was just what that was today for Underground Wrestling. Hello to Aaron. Surprised you're saying hi to me, Zilla. I thought you didn't trust me. I don't know. Maybe that's for somewhere else. Hello to Jason. I saw Jason a few different places. How you doing, Jason? Nice to see you, my friend. I'm sorry to headline Aaron Blaze. I do trust you, but I don't trust CJ Black and Cash Carter anymore. Well, I'll let you guys sort that out. I'm here to talk with Magnum Carter, the other Carter, and also I'm always reminded of the movie Coach Carter. Hello to Jason. I'm neutral on the whole thing. Both of them are my friends. Yeah. That's I'm gonna move on from that. I already can't. I got only so much time. This is gonna be an interesting night. Oh yes, we are. You just wait till we talk about the other side of the hour. I can trust you. The headline, Aaron Blaze. Maybe I've trusted with some people, and then I'm gonna not say anything yet about this. I'm gonna wait until we get through everybody in the chat because I know you might have a few things to say about that, but I'm going to wait. I got a few things I want to get to. I want to give you something. So hold your fire. You have a gun. Just, don't pull the trigger yet. Yes, don't pull it yet. Don't pull it. You want to know what we trust? In Carter we trust. There you go. In God we trust. Like what was that, the quarter? And well, in Carter we trust. I do like quarter drinks. If they don't, they haven't have quarter drinks anymore. When I was growing up, they had quarter drinks. Now they're probably like dollar drinks. But that's a while ago. But it was a great thing. I used to get quarter drinks growing up, but they're now dollar drinks probably. Unfortunately, Cardi Boys Advantage wasn't the best. Yeah, you advantage winning that hardcore championship and other things. We thought you were going to demolish Monstruck, but alas, what happened with Damian Hunter and the cash in. But happy birthday to you. Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Well, I was going through all the comments and stuff.
We got a lot of them. Yeah, we got a lot of them.
Well, real quick, I'm going to intervene real quick and just say this.
Yeah, sure.
Monstruct wasn't the monster that held me back. He wasn't the devil's favorite demon tonight that held me back. It was a different demon. So, Monstruct, hope you enjoy the sloppy seconds.
Ooh. But I'll tell you what. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to say stay tuned. He's not down. He's down, but not out. That's for sure. The MVP of Heat Wave 3. Well, you were out there twice. I mean, so, I'm not saying you're going to get extra pay for that. But, well, I'm not going to be the one to, do that for you. But I have heard that yours truly is bought a shirt of yours, so maybe that'll help your your spirits a little bit. I did buy a shirt of yours today. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
I'll have to sign it at some time.
I don't know if that's possible because I think with TeePublic they just do it right away because you can see here. Yeah, there you go. There's the proof. I just bought your shirt, so happy birthday to you. So yeah, I don't think you can sign it, but maybe if you want to sign those shirts, but that management or Aaron can maybe.
I wish I could. That'd be kind of cool. Just saying that someone bought a shirt that I signed, that would be
Well, it's funny. I have the guys in England, the Cutlery Championship Wrestling used to come on here, Cutlery Community Wrestling, and they one year they signed everybody in the roster signed like their pictures. I have them somewhere, but
nice.
Yeah, that was fun. Damien's a badass, but what he did, by any means necessary, but not cool. Not cool.
I might have went down, but I made him fight for it.
You did. You definitely did, but sounds like a showdown is in order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I see what you all did there. Clever line. Showdown sounds like a crazy card already. Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to certainly get to Monstruck and Volador. And an already rumored match, but that's what we just you kind of talked about there, but we'll see. And thank you to our friends in the good state of Ohio because they just sub to you guys. So there you go. Much appreciated. Yes, and please sub to the EWA as well. We're all on the same team. I remind everybody. I see Zilla's in the chat, but let's not, everybody's on the same team. People have different opinions. That's okay. We still support everybody in all the companies. They all do a great job and they have their ways, and let's let everybody be what they like. Good timing as well, since one of their established stars is back. You can hit the sub button for the YBW YouTube channel right there. There you go. Nice, simple, and to the point. Solid comparison. I agree. If you'd like to follow Magnum Carter and try to cheer him up a little bit, hit the follow button for him. That would be nice. We're talking about Damian Hunter, who beat Prime Aaron Blaze world title a few years back. So, yeah, like you said, I mean, you made a good point. Listen, Damian Hunter's the veteran. He's got more experience than you. He's been around the block. And he just used an opportunity that he saw, and he took it.
And that I can't fault him for. If I was in his shoes, I would have done the same thing to get the advantage on the bigger guy.
But you're the role model of the backyard. I don't know if you would have did that. You're the role model of the backyard. Role models wouldn't do a tactic or an underhanded tactic like what we saw Damian Hunter do with that contract.
Well, I wouldn't say I would do it per se, but it definitely gives a strategic advantage to him.
Well, listen, and that's what everybody has with the briefcase. You, at the end of the day, that's how it goes. I've been saying it for weeks on Sportswire. It's a dog eat dog world. I'm always reminded by that, and what we've seen and what happened to you. Unfortunately, you were the victim of that. And Hubie wants to give you advice. Don't look at 2 losses at the event. Look at it as getting a title. Yeah, I mean, that's the glass half full rather than half empty. Look at it that way. You did win a championship today. I mean, happy birthday. You won the hardcore title for, about, I don't know, a couple minutes.
3 minutes.
I was going to say, yeah, but I had about 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm sure management or Aaron.
Still longer than he lasts.
Well, it was longer than when Yokozuna held the world championship in WrestleMania 9. If you look at it that way.
Hey, it was longer when Daniel Bryan got bro kicked in 8 seconds.
Or what about The Miz, right? When The Miz won an elimination, The Miz had it did he have it for a day? Or maybe he did have it for a day. But
I think it was a day, maybe.
Okay, then, but it was who was it that they got beat in like 20 seconds? Was it Becky Lynch who came back and I think beat Jade Cargill or something like that? When she came back, remember she came back in 21? That's another example. She lost the title.
Christian's won.
That's another one. Rey
Mysterio, one of them, definitely. He had it for like I think it was like a minute and 12 seconds.
Technically, I could remind you that the Hardcore Championship or the 24/7 Championship, that's the definition of it in WWE. So technically, you did have it longer than like 99% of those average title runs. So, to Hubie's point, the glass could certainly be a way more half full than empty. We've fixed those issues. We're good. Aaron Blaze, eyes on you. I think Blaze is eyeing on Dom, so I highly doubt he's eyeing on his best friend. Well, I'm going to get to Dom, which I know that's going to make Magnum Carter even more livid and ready to pull out his gun and pull the trigger shortly. I want to say hello to Princess Jade. How you doing tonight? Thank you so much. And how is everybody? Well, Magnum Carter, it's his birthday, but it wasn't quite the birthday he's hoped for so far. I'm still, getting there from, dental surgery, but I'm almost there. No, that's not Comatose's girlfriend. No, that's not Comatose's girlfriend. She's in 14 in high school. No, let's not go there. But yes, thank you, Jason. Though, but that's somewhere else. No, that's actually.
I hope not.
No, it's not. That's not. That's Soldier GP's niece, by the way. I'm just gonna put it out there. No. She's Felix Jones's cousin, and a big Justin Parsley fan. But thank you, Jason. It's okay. You're forgiven. Doing great. Thanks for tuning in. Yes. No, Jason, not even close. There you go. Thank God. Thank you for saving us. No problem. Yes, all forgiven. It happens. We are human. And Black Sabbath is definitely awesome. Yes, and we are still mourning the loss of Ozzy, and certainly that's a tough day, but a little more tougher than your day, but still nevertheless a tough one. Yeah, no, there you go. But obviously, we're going to get to him in a few minutes, but even with the losses, you still fought hard, kept your head up, and learned from this. It'll make you better. That's a wise wisdom there from an unlikely source. Who would have guessed that even 2 weeks ago, or actually 2 hours ago? Well, no, more than that. I'd say about 6 hours ago. Who would have guessed that 6 hours ago? But,
Yeah, about 6.5 hours ago.
I'd say about 6, because that happened at 6:51 p.m. So we were talking, 6.5 hours ago would be a much better point. But it's good advice that person gave. They have names, but it's all good. Thank you, Jason, though. Thank you, Jason. It's hello to Princess Jade. I thought that was Unit X. Yeah, God, no. You call her Jade, and Ox McCoy wants to wish you a happy birthday, of course. Speaking of hardcore champions, the IMF hardcore champion. You were the YBW hardcore champion for, I guess, longer than a New York Minute, but from one hardcore champion to another. And Jade at least did wish you a happy birthday, and hope Ox is doing well from his shoulder injury. And hello to Ox. Hit the sub button for the EWA. I'm still above ground, which every day above ground is a good day. And I haven't heard of a backyard fed in Ohio in a minute. Well, now you did. So there you go. Now you know. When you don't know, now you know. But hello there. And I thought Zilla was watching August Rush when Heat Wave was on. Well, I think she probably, I think she was because I was there. I was there as well. I was there. I watched some of that. So good point. I don't know if Zilla. I don't remember seeing Zilla in the Heatwave chat, but she's here now, and that's what counts. Hello to Mr. RTG, the BTW Continental Champion and the leader of the Northwest Society. And hello. Thank you for everyone who comes on Sportswire for giving me something to look forward to. Yes, I am glad you said that's a great segue because I know it's been a tough night in talking about all of this about Carter gets cut down and best friends and regrets and maybe the hardcore championship was a curse rather than a blessing and one of the worst birthdays and where do we go from here and what a great segue here because we all love the opportunities we get here on Sportswire. I'm going to try my best here to lift you back up. You're a big guy, so I don't think I can lift you up. I'd be the first to admit that, but what I am going to do is give you a day because it's your birthday, even though you've gotten a day before. I know you're in my Hall of Fame already, but happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hope you at least accept this, and I wish it would have been a better outcome for you this weekend. But Hubie makes a good point. Listen, in defeat, there is still victory, and you did win or were awarded the hardcore, whatever way you want to look at it at this point. Awarded, rewarded, win, won. It doesn't matter. You had the hardcore championship today, so I mean, I guess in a way, Hubie's right. Forget about losing to Monstruck, losing to Damian Hunter, because you were today the hardcore champion on your birthday. That's another step closer to being a YBW Grand Slam winner. Just saying. I mean, just saying.
That means Dom, look out.
Listen, what would that mean to you to be a Grand Slam winner one day?
Well, that's definitely one of my goals. We've talked about some previous goals of mine here on some previous events.
You did.
And one of them was something I don't think I ever told you, but I did tell you when it happened, that when I first got introduced to Sportswire and I started becoming more involved, started coming on, started doing these with you, my goal was to become one of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame members. That happened. That's one of my goals completed. And
I did see that. Very nice words from I saw your post on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm glad that you had said that because I actually had that post that you made. I mean, I actually have it right in front of me. I mean, because that's what we do here on Sportswire. It was very nice of you that it was a goal of yours. I actually have it right here. You remember this? There it goes.
Oh, it's loading.
It's there. Do you see it? That's you. Here's your post. Yeah, remember this?
Yes, that means a lot. I do. And to be fair, that means a lot more to me than a lot of people would probably take credit for. This is a community that I love, that I cherish, that I wish I could have a little bit more involvement in, given the certain circumstances in life and everything like that. But being awarded such a high commodity for being here, for doing what I love doing, it doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything negative in my life. I feel like it just brings me up more, and it doesn't tear me down despite the circumstances of today. When I got awarded this, what's on screen, when I got awarded a Hall of Fame inductee, I almost cried because I didn't think it would happen so early in my career. I didn't think I deserved it. I didn't think I earned it. But despite the factor of the matter, I will cherish it always.
Well, the best is yet to come. And there's an old adage in life that a rising tide will always lift all boats. And it was told to me at a very young age, and it was famously said by two different presidents. And I can assure you that a rising tide will lift all boats. And I can assure you that you are very much a part of the community, and your involvement is always welcomed. It is always appreciated. And you and many others are very much a part of that, and especially YBW. And the reason that YBW is especially a part of that, along with everybody else that comes on here, because congratulations to YBW. What a segue, right? YBW gets 1,500 subscribers on its YouTube channel. There you go. And, I guess I'm not done yet. I'm a generous man. I'm a generous man. And I know that you've had certainly an interesting evening, your ups and downs, but, you talked a lot about the Hall of Fame, but congratulations to YBW.
Let me get on my reading glasses here.
You might want to take the reading
what
glasses.
it says. I know Aaron Blaze is probably almost trying not to cry as much as I did when I got.
No, I don't think Aaron Blaze is going to cry. I think Aaron Blaze is not a crying type. He doesn't cry. I just don't think Aaron Blaze is going to cry. He knows Dom's out there. He knows Monstruck's out there. He knows Damian Hunter's out there. He knows the rest.
Well, despite either way, he's going to be celebrating at least being a part of the Hall of Fame like I did.
Well, I'm sure. Well, yeah. I mean, listen, but he's the headline though. But I'm sure that all of you in YBW will be celebrating that because, well, congratulations.
And on the part of everyone in YBW, including Aaron Blaze, I thank you for this.
Well, I wanted you to be the guy to be there for. You know what? I realize Aaron Blaze will come on and a lot of people tune in for, but I wanted you to get this on behalf of YBW. I wanted you to accept this on YBW's behalf because I think that you're exactly the man. And you talk about, well, I wish I could do more of this and more of that, but you are the role model of the backyard, and you are somebody that does put in the effort. And I think that effort to me means more than wins and losses. And your effort was definitely shown through and throughout the show. And congratulations to YBW. And, I'm sure that Aaron Blaze is, he's got many accomplishments. I got that. But I wanted you to be here on behalf of this because I think you're the guy that's most deserving to give this to YBW and the rest of the guys in the back.
I appreciate that even more, especially hearing it from you.
I'm little old me. I'm small potato. Don't worry about
I'm a little. Yes, but to you, you might seem like a little potato, but to me, you're a bigger star than I am, and I'm not even much of a star.
No, you are. Listen, you are the MC of the 1, 2, 3. I keep reminding you of that Coolio song, Something Brand New, because you definitely always tell us something brand new here on Sportswire. And there's no question that you are the role model of the backyard, and you are one half of the Golden Guns, and you are definitely a star. And you may be down now, but you're definitely going to get back up. You're not out. And I want you to have this. And congratulations to YBW in being inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I think it's a good time. You guys just surpassed 1,500 subscribers. It's your birthday, and you can definitely party like you want to. So you can do that, and YBW can party like they want to because 1,500 subscribers YBW reached right after you came on here, literally within hours. And then now YBW, the time is now for this company that's been here for more than half a decade, especially after tonight breaking the internet and everything that YBW has done in representing wrestling. I don't care what you want to call it, backyard, underground, professional wrestling. I don't care. Trampoline, ring, mat, no rope, death match, hardcore, whatever it is, promo wrestling, WWE. To me, it's all wrestling matters, and YBW is a part of that. And that's, to me, why it's time for YBW to be in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, because there can't be no other way. So
I don't know why I'm. I don't know why
on me. I'm gonna rescind your birthday certificate. I'll treat you like the dentist did to me on Wednesday after taking my $4,000, putting a shotgun in my mouth. You may have had a bad evening, but I had a shotgun felt like going in my mouth. So I think you can keep the tears. You can keep them for a day, and you can give these certificates to YBW and yourself. I'll give you yours as well.
I definitely will. But no, speaking of that, how did that go?
I mean, today was the first time I ate a solid meal, kind of, but I'm hanging in. No, I mean, I'm a lot better. I mean, I didn't take the stitch out of my mouth for about like 9 hours. I should have took it out an hour later. And I asked a friend of mine whose ex-wife his family were dentists, and he was like, "No, take that out." And if I would have took that out sooner, I probably would be feeling better sooner. But now, look, I mean. I had a tooth pulled. I mean, what can I tell you? I had a tooth pulled and removed, and I had the back of my tooth. But pales into comparison to your evening. Listen, your evening was, unfortunately, what you had happen to you with Damian Hunter in that briefcase, and then what Monstruck did to you, that Swanton, and everything you went through. So I am here not even to talk about that. It's not about me. It's about you before I get to the chat, because it is Magnum Carter Day on his birthday. Happy birthday. Go and everybody wish him a happy birthday. Go send him a birthday card. Go send him something so we can go cheer up. I did buy a shirt also on his birthday. So it's technically, there's 4 gifts today that I gave. Santa Claus doesn't come on Sportswire. I'm the Santa Claus for everybody else. Instead, that'll be December 25th. Ho, ho, ho. But 1,500 subscribers. We give this to YBW. And it is about time, because YBW goes into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame long overdue. Very much deserving, and I think Jade said it best, and I thank Sportswire, and I thank all the wrestlers, all the companies that come on here. I thank them for being a part of this platform, and you built the platform. You did, Magnum Carter, alongside everybody else, because you may only say you do so much, but because you come here and you want to be here, that does help, because it shows your peers can come on here. It shows other people can come on here, other companies. They know they can come here. They're not going to be judged. They're not going to be told whatever it may be and not supported. And I'm telling you, yes, all wrestling matters. All wrestling does matter. And you matter, and everybody else matters. And it's all of you that made Rhino come here. Rhino didn't pay I didn't pay Rhino to come here. I didn't pay Savio Vega to do an interview. They came here because they saw how many subscribers. They saw the views. They saw the wrestlers that come on there. Pitbull Gary Wolf, ECW legend. He came here, and we didn't have to pay him. It's because of each and every one of you, all the wrestlers that come on here. Doesn't matter where you are, how you wrestle, what your background is, what you think, what you do, how many matches you've had, how many matches you've won, how many championships you've held, how many followers you have. It don't matter. None of that matters, because you all matter. You all matter, and that's why all of you mattered and made the people like Rhino, Savio Vega, and Gary Wolf want to come here. All these heavy metal musicians, they wouldn't have came here if it wasn't for all of you. All of you, Magnum Carter. So don't sell yourself short. You and everyone else are those reasons we're here. And let me get to more people in the chat, because I got a lot to say still. And you're a busy man.
Go ahead.
Who else we got here? We got a lot of people who still want to talk to you. So very good. Yes, the cult. Yeah. Well, maybe you take over for me, Magnum Carter. I'm gonna announce my retirement. So you can take over for me. I'm ready to go. I'm kidding. I know you're not gonna accept. Yes, I enjoyed August Rush, and I hope Ox is doing well. And I enjoyed having the BTW guys here on as well Friday. I'm looking forward to more of that. I'm looking forward to more of you and what we're going to talk about next. Tonight is still Magnum Carter's night. The future is bright for him, especially on his birthday. The sky is the limit. You keep pressing on. Biggie famously said that. Yeah, you brought up Daniel Bryan. I lost the world title around my birthday 2 years in a row. It happened. Yeah, I mean, listen, it does happen. Don't get me started on when the YBW hardcore titles when they were 24/7. One of them won the title in a public bet. Well, how many times did that happen in WWE? How many times did that happen with the 24/7 title, the hardcore title? I saw it in the UK in CCW. The title was lost in an airport exchange. They did it when you're doing for security. Well, that happens. Things happen. Things can happen. Don't also get me started when Dustin and Aaron fought for the hardcore title in season 3 at the park. He had a solid power driver in the match. I've seen plenty of those before. Yes. Yes. And thank you, Jade. Hope you feel better and enjoy the night tomorrow. Enjoy Labor Day, everybody. And yes, and spam followers are great. This is what happens to when you've caught up on one of your childhood federations you've watched for 6 years. And that's why YBW belongs in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. That's why you guys belong. A lot of veterans and others watching should be as humble, respectful, and helpful as Magnum Carter is, which is why he's the role model of BYW. We appreciate it. Yes, I appreciate YBW, and there you go. And congratulations to YouTube's Backyard Achievement. Yes, it's a great achievement. Tears of joy is falling down. I'm glad Carter is accepted. Well, I mean, if I let Dominic accept it, you guys wouldn't allow me to put you in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you wouldn't want that. So I mean, I gotta give it to you. If I give it to Dom, you guys aren't gonna want to be in the Hall of Fame. The good old days when Blaze beat both of his cousins in an unscripted match. And Tack is being inspired by the late great Wicked J. Yes, God rest Wicked J's soul. I always think of my friend Osiris, who's probably on Twitch right now. And man, I've had on Sportswire a few times. Yeah, glad we don't do that anymore. And congratulations to the birthday boy, Magnum Carter. Happy Magnum Carter Day. The birthday, we don't want to rescind it. We're not. And thank you, Hubie, for the super chat. You don't have to, but everybody hit the sub button for the EWA and tune in. I promise you next Tuesday when the guys are here. We love our EWA. Yes, thank you. Thank you to management. Thank you very much. And winning speech. I appreciate that. I wish our politicians would learn more from that. Different show for a different time. But thank you, Zilla. Let's move on. We'll take this off the screen. And I want to ask you then, before I have to talk to you about something that happened here that, well, broke the internet in a few minutes. I'm going to get to that person. But anything else do you want to say? What is the future of Magnum Carter after what we saw here tonight? Where does Magnum Carter go from here on the road to Showdown?
Well, the first step is I'm going to win back my hardcore championship. I might have had it for only 3 minutes, but I'm still not guaranteed, but issuing a rematch clause. I don't know what the next event is, but Damian Hunter, either way, I'll see you there. That's step one. Step two. Step two is after I win back my hardcore championship, I'm going to bring honor back to that name. YBW Hardcore Champion. That'll mean something again. Instead of just a title going back and forth between two people, it will be the new definition of YBW, to the point where it might as well just be the new World Heavyweight Championship, because Magnum Carter is a name. And that name stays.
It stays. Well, it seems to me like you want a hardcore headline. You want hardcore matters in YBW. It sounds like you want the hardcore championship to be the measuring stick when it comes to YBW, if you get your way, sir.
And with how everything else has been going, even if it doesn't, I have a plan B.
Your plan B?
My plan B is if I don't win back that title, let's just say it happened tonight. But what I do, if it causes controversy, then it matters.
Well, we're going to get to controversy. I'm going to get to controversy in a few minutes, and we'll have to find out. Obviously, it would be, I think, in your interest to maybe get that rematch with Damian Hunter. I think a lot of people would like to see you one-on-one, mano-a-mano, in a fair match where you don't get attacked from behind with a briefcase and have to fight like there's no tomorrow to keep that hardcore championship you might want to say awarded. And I think a lot of people would like to see what would that turn out that match between you and Damian Hunter, I don't know, September 28th at Showdown coming up 4 weeks from today. And maybe we can talk about that. If that were to happen, we can talk about that. Maybe we can talk about that match. And I don't know, maybe we can do the same thing.
Oh, I'm really hoping that happens. I'm
Yeah.
praying to the Almighty Lord Jeebus that happens. But another thing I want to bring up before we cut to the next segment is Plan C.
Plan C?
Plan Carter.
Plan Carter?
In a weird way, from what you brought up, does make a lot of sense from what you said earlier, how I don't bring hits. I might bring views and I might bring the likes and comments, but I don't bring hits. Recently, everything with my wrestling career has been on a rapid decline ever since I
downward
lost
spiral. Listen, 9 Inch Nails, the downward spiral. Yeah.
And this is going to sound like the most cheesiest thing ever. And I'm a man who likes his cheese. But
all right.
If I can get my way or not, either way, who was the very first person I defended the Breakouts Championship against? Aaron Blaze.
We talked about him quite a bit earlier.
If I were to get my way, you're frozen. You were. There you go. With how my career has been on a rapid decline, as a friend, partner, as someone who I trust, I'm frozen on the screen.
You're back up now. You're back up now. You're on now. I see you now. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to repeat that last part then. As a friend, as a partner, as someone who brought me into this business, someone who put their trust and friendship into me, to not just be a representative of his company, not just to be a wrestler in his company, but someone who he put his faith in when all else mattered, to help zoom this company to where it was never been before. And in the last year, I've brought views, I've brought clicks, but I've never this year had a hit, like you said earlier. I started the year with a nice, fantastic hit, but then after that, it just went down. And I want to, the same thing that Aaron Blaze said when I had an open challenge, and he was my first opponent for the Breakouts Championship in my open challenge. I want to get back to the basics. I want to see if I can still compete with the best of the best. Fair, one-on-one competition. If anything, I want to see if I can still go head-to-head with Aaron Blaze. A nice one-on-one fight, see if I still have it, and go from there.
Two best friends going at it, mano a mano. See who's the better man. I mean, listen. I mean, you'd like to see it. I mean, you'd like to see it. And the Golden Guns, who's got the bigger gun?
It's not about who has the bigger gun. It's just friendly one-on-one competition to see where our skills need to be.
Friendly fire. You're saying just friendly fire, right?
Friendly fire, but no permanent damage.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people might want to see that. I mean, he's out of action until October, and that means, according to my math, which isn't very good, we've got a little over a month or so, depending on exactly when in October he returns to the ring and to the YBW arena. And I think that would get some people talking. I mean, yeah, Blaze versus Carter. Yeah, I mean, that would be something I might want to see, and a lot of other people would too.
And it's not out of spite. It's not out of anything, really. It's just I want to see if and where I need to better my things. Because I've been trying the same old tactics for different opponents, but with me still being relatively new and trying the same thing over and over, that's just calling it crazy. And I want to see where I can improve, where I can do better, and where I can be. I am the role model of this company. I am the role model of the backyard. I am the role model of the backyard community. And I want not just to challenge myself, but to challenge everybody out there watching, everybody out there who wants to try this. If you try this, make sure you start off with a friend. Know what you're doing. Don't hurt each other, and make sure you have the utmost respect for one another. There was a point in time where me and Blaze didn't respect each other. In fact, we were at each other's throats because of Dominic. But then we brought our heads together and decided that being partners and being friends is better than tearing each other apart and let Dominic have his way, despite him still getting his way. Whenever it comes to reality, they can't step to the golden guns. And where the golden guns matter, the only thing this friendly one-on-one competition can do is give us better equipment to fire back better.
Oh, the reality check could be this could strengthen and unify the Golden Guns, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. That's what I just heard.
And not to mention, bringing up Dominic.
Yes.
Not once has he beaten me in one-on-one competition. Technically, he has one DQ win over me. That's where me and Aaron Blaze started butting heads, because he hit him with a chair and got him a DQ win over me. He would have hit him with the chair either way, leading in me getting a DQ win. But regardless, me and Dom are 1-1. If you don't want to count that DQ win, it's 1-0. Now, after what was it? Bloodthirsty.
Yes.
We had an outrageous match, an outrageous triple threat where we threw everything at each other. This is when we were our worst enemies. I want to see how I can fight someone who I respect with the utmost courage, utmost bravery. With everything going down, I want to see how I can change myself for the better. Not just for myself, but also for the company and the community, and show what I can learn and teach what I learn in Prospect. Because not only do I myself still have a long way to go, I just want to see where I stand. And the best way I can see where I stand is picking the best spot. How long, how fast, how strong. And as something you said earlier, how independent I can be.
Yeah, I think that's a question that people might, considering the way this year is going, I hate to say it, especially how tonight went. I mean, we see this all the time in wrestling. You know, listen, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, right? We saw what happened there, right? We look at the Shield, right? We saw how they went their merry ways. You know, Evolution. I mean, we see tag teams. Listen, the Hardys, they went their separate ways for a bit. We won't bring up the Dudleys in this case, although later on, Bubba Ray and became Bully Ray and did win the TNA World Championship, I think, on 2 occasions. But, I mean, Edge and Christian have done it. The Hardys have done it. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart. I mean, so we've seen this. I mean, listen, people might want to have that curiosity on what Magnum Carter could do on his own. I mean, that's just a question that could happen.
Well, another thing that something that hit me during this, when I was by myself, I was hitting banger after banger. I even at one point, I think earlier on in my career, I even hit match of the night
Yeah, I
I
think you
beat.
did. I think
I
you
hit
did.
match of the night when I beat Monstruct.
Yes.
It was top three of. I think it was like either 2 or 3, not the top one, but it was in the top list of accomplishments for that month
Yeah.
for the backyard wrestling community. It
That was
was
the I think it was the Backyard Wrestling Hub, right, on Instagram.
yeah.
I saw was that what was that was it in October, I think, right? Was that October or no?
I think it was in October.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was in October.
Because you came on first, I think, in November, so that's why I think it was October of last year.
Yeah,
I'm sure management will have the exact date, but I'm pretty sure that's
yeah.
when that took place.
But only 2 months into my starting career, I had match of the night, and that says a lot because after that, my career skyrocketed.
Yeah,
But
you
then,
did.
but then once I joined up with Aaron Blaze, it just seems like everything went downhill, and I'm not blaming him for it. I just think I rely on him too much.
But I think also
No fault of
he
his
has
own.
struggled
If
also in
anything,
YPW this year. Listen,
I just
his
think.
track. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no, you're fine. Probably just cut out a little bit.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
But no, when I joined up with him, I just felt like everything kind of started to go down, but not in like a bad way, because we still have a tag team win over reality. That will never go away. But when it comes to one-on-one competition, I've not really been faltering, but I've been failing to comprehend and get used to going back to one-on-one with all the training me and him have done. Like, he wanted to do an indie taker, and I forgot what that was at that one point. So then we did the golden drip kick to Dom.
Yes.
And that was an impromptu move that really, really looked good. But besides looking good, I mean, look at me, I'm sexy. But no, when it comes to one-on-one competition, I'm trying to get back into the basics and trying to understand how everyone is. Because fighting people even over and over, when they change up their stuff and you don't change yours, you're not going to be the victor if you only do what you do. If, like, for example, when John Cena first fought Kevin Owens, he updated that moveset. He started doing those flipping power bombs. He started doing like top rope moves, middle rope DDTs, springboards. That's something we never seen John Cena do because he had to adapt to his opponent.
He had to adjust to his opponent because his opponent was somebody that had brought something that he wasn't used to seeing.
Exactly. He brought a different game than just his. He upped it, he differed, and he broadened it. And I think with everything that I've been doing currently in my career, I think I need to broaden my horizons. I need to update my moveset. I need to learn what my weaknesses are. I need to learn what my strengths are. I need to learn where I'm not as good or where I'm best at, and then try to adapt to that while also adapting to what my opponent can do instead of just sitting there and taking it. Because when I first fought Monstruct, I took his stuff, literally standing there as he did it. It hurt. It did something to my body that it didn't show, but it did something. That wasn't very smart. I think if I can adapt my game and get better, then I think maybe I might be able to turn my career around.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, now year one in your career is behind you. Tonight is the start of year two. Last time you came on Sportswire Radio, we talked about your struggles outside the ring, your daughter, your work life, losing weight, trying to find that balance, and trying to find that balance between outside priorities and being a part of YBW. But now we go to year two and try to go, where do we go from what you went through tonight, where you lost not once but twice, but as Hubie Jenkins and others had said you did get the YBW Hardcore Championship, and maybe you can use that as a springboard. Maybe we can use that as motivation to get yourself back up on top. You've got certainly an opportunity maybe to eye and rematch, this time in a fair fight with yourself and Damian Hunter. Maybe down the road we can see friendly fire between you and Aaron Blaze. You've got Dom in your sights. But before I get to what I'm sure everybody's waiting for us to talk about, you did have something you wanted to bring up to everybody out there. And it's probably going to go a bit out of left field here. And maybe it will break the fourth wall. And I don't know how people are going to be prepared for this, but you and I were kind of talking about this. And there was something that you wanted to bring up here tonight that if you wanted to now, I give you the floor and talk to the world about something that you need to get off your chest.
To the entire backyard and underground wrestling community, I thank you for all of your support and everything. And I'm trying not to cry when I say this either, because I don't even know how this is going to turn out. But for the last month and a half, I've had a throat problem, like right here near my Adam's apple. Now here you can see it.
I see it.
But there is a lump in my neck, and doctors have put me on medications. They gave me antibiotics. They gave me an inhaler because they're trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And nothing has been working. I've been on the medication for some time now, and nothing has worked. So, in about 2 weeks, keep your fingers crossed. Because, I actually try not to cry when I say this.
Yeah, don't. I know it's tough. I know you want to tell everybody, and I think it's important that you do, because there's a lot of people out there that they support you. They got your back. So, I mean, I know it's difficult, and I know where this is going because I've been through a couple of these on Sportswire. I mean,
there might be a possibility. I'm not saying that I do or that I don't. It's just a test that I need to wait for.
Okay.
On September 11th, I have an appointment that I need to go back to. And they're testing me for throat cancer.
Well, I mean, we just got to keep our fingers crossed, and it's just a test. It doesn't mean that we've got it. It just means a test. It doesn't mean you've got the C word.
It doesn't mean it. It's just
a test.
A little. It's just a little hard to think and live through. And it's really kind of bringing me down a little bit more, because I finally got my life back on track. I'm doing more for my family. I'm doing more for the community. And then all of a sudden, right before my birthday, I get this information.
No, it's not your fault. Listen, no, stop. It's not your fault. There's nothing you could do. Listen, you got to do the best you can. You've done a lot of good things. You have a good attitude. You got a lot of people that support you, whether it's here, whether it's the YBW locker room. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that they care about you. And I know it's tough because you're a guy that's fought through a lot. You're a guy that wants to be out there, and you've done so much to get to a position that you're in, but you just got to hang in there. Look, we're 11 days going on 10 days so you get that test. Test is going to be negative. It's going to say Magnum Carter is going to take the 357 to that C word, and it's not going to be anything but just a test. Don't go. It's not. I'm telling you, you got this. It's not. I'm telling you, it's just a test. It's not going to mean anything. I'm telling you, it's just a test. You're a young man, 28 years old. That's for people that are like, you're not in that predicament. So just be positive. Trust the process. You got a lot of people out there that they support you, and it's not about anything but that. So you're gonna make it.
But let's look on the brighter side of one thing. Even if I do or don't, regardless at the end of the day, it's hard to talk about it.
Well, yeah,
But no
there's
matter
a guy Darkron who he went through that and had the C word, and he fought through that and had an injury last year, and a freak thing, and came back to the ring. There's a lot of guys, that they fought through things, and you're not alone. I can tell you for sure you're not alone. There's a lot of people, regardless of whatever, people's companies are, or there's people, that take a step back as human beings and support you. I think that, and the boogeyman of the Midwest, the hardcore God himself, the man who runs the platform, really here, Omen Black, the true host, he does wish you the best and hopes for the best. And I see people here praying for you, and that's really the truth, is that a lot of people care about you because you're a human being, and you're going to get through this. I'm telling you, you got this.
it's just everything weighing down and then adding that on top. But my entire life, I've been a fighter, and I'm not going to look at this any differently. If I do or if I don't, regardless, you're going to see Magnum Carter on top the entire time.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are going to be on top. Yes.
Nothing, ain't no one, ain't anything that is going to hold Magnum Carter down. There ain't nothing in this world that can break Magnum Carter's spirit. There is nothing stopping me from doing what I love.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Yes. Yes.
At the end of every day, Magnum Carter will be on top.
Magnum, 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 Carter, 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 Magnum, 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 Carter, Carter. Thank you, Magnum. 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 Magnum, Magnum, Magnum.
And for everyone who is watching, paying attention, and going through possibly the same thing or anything similar, I've said it before and I'll say it again. As your role model of the backyard, just because things look bleak, dire, or uncontrollable, don't let it bring you down. Worry about things you can control. Because if you worry about things you can't control, you'll drive yourself crazy. And if you drive yourself crazy, you won't be able to focus on the things you need to focus on. Just because you think you can't do it, you're going through it. That means you can do it. You wouldn't have that challenge put in front of you if you didn't think you could. It runs in my family, that C word. It runs in both sides. So this was only destined to happen. And it's destiny that I kick its ass.
Magnum Carter! Magnum Carter! Magnum Carter! Magnum Carter! Magnum Carter. Magnum Carter. Magnum Carter. Magnum Carter. Magnum Carter. Magnum Carter. Thank you, Magnum. Thank you, Magnum. Thank you, Magnum. Thank you, Magnum. Magnum, 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 Magnum. Oh, oh, Magnum, 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 Magnum. Carter, 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 Carter. You got this, Magnum. I'm telling you, you got this, Magnum. You got the people behind you. You've got the war chants behind you. You got this, Magnum. You're going to be back here in a couple of weeks, and we're going to talk about Showdown. We're going to talk about all those things that you're going to defeat. You're going to defeat Damian Hunter. You're going to defeat Dominic when you and him cross that ring again. You're going to defeat Aaron Blaze if that friendly fire happens. You're going to get that hardcore championship back, and you are most certainly going to defeat that C-word with the 357. You're going to give that C-word something brand new with the 1-2-3 because you are the MC of the 1-2-3, and you've got that golden gun, and you're going to go bang. You're going to pull that trigger on the C-word because that's what you do, because you are the role model of the BYW, of the backyard wrestling circuit. So don't you worry. Let your heart not be troubled, because a rising tide will lift all boats, and Magnum Carter will just do that, and that C-word doesn't even stand a chance. That C-word's going to be like Monstruck in the past. That C-word's going to be like Dom in the ring. That C-word's going to be like anybody else that stepped up in front of you. So you're going to be back here in a couple of weeks, and rest assured, that's just going to be a footnote, my friend. I promise you. So, I know that we've talked a lot tonight, but there's one more thing that I have to ask you about tonight. I know this was emotional. This has been a roller coaster evening for you. Literally, we've been up, we've been down, we've been up, we've been down. But I told you, a rising tide will lift all boats. But I noticed something tonight. Now, obviously, we talked about breaking the internet. And, at the end of Heat Wave, Dominic had continued and marched on and, was on his merry way. We were talking about the 371 days of Dom, and he had continued his run as the YBW champion. I had said in the chat, great show. Everybody was watching. And then there was this guy that he was a hit maker. He was a hit maker. Certainly a guy, you want to talk about guys that have controversy written on their name, and a guy that, has been to some places that, I'm going to leave it at that. But apparently he showed up, and this guy that was a catalyst and a guy that was a hit maker, and you certainly know him or you've heard of him. And that guy showed up at the end of Heat Wave 3 in one of the most memorable appearances I've seen in the backyard circuit in a long time. And, I was wondering what your thoughts were on, well, I'm going to say it, where the internet was broken and the return of the hit maker, the catalyst himself, ATK.
Well, I really don't have a whole lot to say about someone who left as soon as I started. But if I do have anything to say about that, it would be nice to see it back. How about we pick up where we left off? But this time, leave out the madness part.
I mean, but what did you think about him showing up here as Dom was going off and the show's going off the air? I know you were in the back. I know that you're obvious.
I'll repeat myself.
Go ahead.
There we go. My internet decided to pick it back up again.
Yeah, so you were saying, yeah.
What I have to say to that, as I was saying before, I was so really interrupted my internet. I really don't have a whole lot to say about someone who left almost immediately after I joined. The only thing I do have to say, however, is hi, how you doing? I'm the new face. Where were you? Let's pick back up where we were, but leave this madness crap out of the way, because this isn't Sparta. This is YBW. We pick up where we left off.
Well, this guy is quite a hit marker. This is a guy that obviously is a name that's been in some... Yeah, I'm listening.
Stealing my pose. Doing the whole thing. That's Magnum Carter.
He's doing
you
that.
Can see me right. Yeah, you can see me right there. I had so much I wanted to say, but I couldn't because I was a cameraman.
You were a cameraman, but Dominic didn't have anything to say either, and Dominic walked off. And I mean, obviously to show the footage again, and can't blame Dominic. Don't doubt Dominic on this, but to show the footage again here, I mean, just to remind you to get your thoughts as we're getting ready to sign off. I know, but I put the volume up for those everybody here, and
there's no way he's back.
Holy shit! 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 Holy shit!
Am I seeing things or what?
ATK! 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 ATK!
Copyright reasons need to turn the music down, but
yeah. But no, to be fair about Dominic not having anything to say, him not talking is probably better than one of his promos anyway.
But this is you want to talk about controversy? This man on this screen in this company, a company that we know the history, it's well documented, and to not even go there, but for him to show up there, and the internet was broke. No one saw this coming. No one saw this. Hell is frozen.
I didn't even know he was there.
I had no idea he was there
until his music
hit.
We
know the history. We know the history. We know where this man has been in places that I'm not even gonna mention, but he's here on our screen right now. And I mean, what do you think about that?
I think that someone who left a year ago, now from what he did and how he did it, I'm going to imply he's coming back for the championship. Being gone for a year. Okay, I swirled for a second. Coming back and then basically demanding a championship spot after not doing anything for a year does not entitle you to a match for the heaviest prestigious championship that we can offer. What I think, he needs to get to the back of the line and wait for like everyone else. He didn't earn, he didn't do, and he didn't What has he done besides come back? He broke the internet, yeah. He broke the fourth wall, good job. But here's what I really think. For the first time, I can see this being a match with how that's leading up. I'm not sure when, probably Breakout. I don't know when, probably then. I don't know. I think this is the first time I root for Dom.
You root for Dom. You root for Dom.
This will be the first time I root for Dom.
You root for Dom.
Despite me hating for Dom.
You root for
I
Dom.
hope he wins. For the first time, I'm rooting for Dom. This is the one and only time.
I mean, wow, that's some really big words there. I've received word for something, and I see all of a sudden people are in the chat, and I've received a message of something. There's something here that's in front of me that I need to bring up to the screen. Now, this is your night, undoubtedly, but it's almost my obligation to do this. And I hear you, trust me. I hear you because of that individual in places where that individual has worked for. And, I think it's well documented about what most people would think about it, a few of those places and so on and so on. And, it's out there. I'm not going to even put an ounce of my breath in mentioning that. But what I am going to do is apparently I've received this on my screen, have no idea what it is, don't know, but they have something that I need to present and to you and to the world. And would you be all right with me doing this right now?
I have a feeling it's that one random pop-up that I never quite remembered when it was in the chat. But I have a feeling I'm going to need to have a cigarette.
You mean a cigarette? Well, you know what? You are going to need a cigarette, and maybe other people are going to be seeing things because, wait a minute, is that who I think it is on our screen right now? The hit marker himself, ATK.
Your eyes are not deceiving you.
No, they're not. This is not a place with an X, starts with a T. You are back where you started, and you broke the internet, and you are here right before we're about to sign off. And I'm going to just pass the baton to you and talk to the world. And what do you want to say to everybody on what we just saw a few hours ago in the main event of Heat Wave 3?
So before I start talking about that, I wanted to take a moment to give a public apology to everybody that I may have hurt or with things I said or did. I was not in a good place then, battling my own problems, battling addiction, battling demons. And I would like to say, once again, I am sorry. And for the 6th straight month, as of tomorrow, I have been clean of all my addiction. The real ATK is back. Not that clout chaser, that wannabe pro wrestler. The real ATK, the real hit marker is back, and the real hit marker is home. And now, to talk about the elephant in the room, my return at Heatwave. And don't worry, Carter, I heard everything you said. I am obligated for this world title match because I'm going to educate you real quick while I remind the entire world 399 days. That's how long I was world champion from 2022 to 2024. I was world heavyweight champion. Now we have this man who has a new reality for YBW, carrying the world championship to the lowest amount of views that YBW has seen since its very beginning. That's why I came back. That's the main reason I came back. I came back to save YBW. I came back to bring the views back. I came back to help the talent around. Whether they appreciate me or not, I am doing what is right. And for Magnum Carter to say that I need to be in the back of the line, I don't deserve an opportunity at the World Championship. I got a question for you, Carter. Do you know what it means to be a world champion? Do you?
I know what it means to be a champion. World champion. No, but I've beaten him. So I should have been. But despite how I feel about you, tomorrow, congratulations. On
Thank
to
you.
the next topic. I might not know what it feels like to be the world heavyweight champion, but I know what it feels like to beat a world heavyweight champion. Despite you and me not going one-on-one, I think when you're done with Dom, that might need to change.
Mm-hmm. Speaking on Dominic, whether he's watching or not,
Probably not. Not wearing a shirt.
management, screen record this and send this to Dominic later just in case that he isn't watching. Dominic, me and you have a lot of history, and I can't deny that. We have been through wars together multiple times, and when it came down to it, when the stakes were the highest, I was always the one that came out on top. And now all of a sudden, when I leave for a year, you finally get your moment in the spotlight. You win the YBW World Heavyweight Championship, but I don't think you truly understand either what it means to be the YBW World Heavyweight Champion. Being the YBW World Heavyweight Champion isn't a means of carrying gold or being the guy. It holds a lot of responsibility. It paints a target square on your back. And I know this because I had that target on my back for 399 days, and everybody that stepped up, I shot down, including you, Dom. Because like I said, every time we faced, you were never able to hit that target.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not seeing things. This is ATK, who is here before we sign off, and he's here to address the world that he's back in YBW, and he's back for that YBW championship that Dominic has held, and Dominic is eyeing to hold for 399 days, and that math would take us to September the 28th showdown, and the hit marker is certainly, it has been an interesting past year to say the least, but you're not seeing things, ladies and gentlemen. He is here live on Sportswire Radio. That thought, even a few short hours ago, would have been no chance. But hell has frozen over, and ATK is back, and he is back with purpose. He is back with reason, and he is back to take back YBW and to take YBW away from Dominic and what Dominic has done. And we're going to see that take place, I am sure, real soon come September the 28th. And I have no doubt that we're going to be seeing a lot more of ATK around. And I'm sure he's going to have a few more things to say about this when the time comes, even before September the 28th. And, you know, ATK, before we sign off here, is there anything else that you want to say here? And obviously, welcome back to YBW and welcome here to Sportswire Radio. And again, I don't think that anybody would have saw this one coming a few short hours ago. But hey, you can never say never is one person.
Never say never.
Who you share a locker room with, by the way, in a company. You have shared a locker room with him technically, and you know who that name is, and you can never say never, and that's what we're looking at here, ladies and gentlemen. And do you want to say anything to anybody else out there and before we say sayonara?
to the fans of YBW, this isn't just another hurrah. This isn't another 6 months, year-long run for ATK and YBW. I am here to stay. I am not going anywhere this time. No more BS. No more behind the scenes bullshit. It is going to be one hell of a ride. And I hope you all are ready for what's to come.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely the definition of prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. ATK has officially arrived in prime time. He is officially here on the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters, and he certainly broke the internet because he returned to YBW for the first time in nearly a year, and he's got his sights set on Dominic. Everybody has said, don't doubt Dominic, but ATK, listen, he is the hit marker. He has been around. He has been around here in YBW. We know what he's done here in the past. He has been certainly to a number of different places. He has been to places like BYCW, where we saw what he's done there, and we'll certainly see what he'll do here this time. And I think a lot of people are going to be very curious to see what goes forward here. And the landscape of the backyard wrestling circuit has changed. It has changed, not just in a span of 24 hours, but almost in a span of, well, I would say less than 6 hours. And that's what's just happened here. And we saw that. You're not seeing things. And if you want to find out more on YBW, yes, very CM Punk-like. It is very Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels. You want to say all the different names. You can throw it out there. All the returns, the comebacks. This one's going to be up there. We're going to be talking about this for a long time, undoubtedly. That's why you also need to follow YBW on all of their social media platforms, and especially by seeing what YBW has to offer on YouTube. You can hit the sub button for them, follow them on Instagram, check them out, TeePublic Store. You want to buy merchandise, you can do that like me, and you are not seeing things. The one and only ATK has arrived. He has arrived here to Sportswire Radio, and he has arrived back to the company that made him who he is today, and that is YBW. And he has broke out. He has broke the internet, and I can assure you we're all going to be talking about this in the weeks to come, and definitely we're looking forward to it. You have a lot of people here, and yes, he's back. He is certainly back, and it is a very CM Punk-like situation for sure. And I have no doubt, sir, that we're going to be talking to you before the 28th of September, and we're going to give you the opportunity to talk further about this. But Magnum Carter, I want to give you the last word tonight. I want to give you the opportunity to say a few final things here on this very, very eventful evening, not only here on this platform, but most certainly in YBW in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. And I pass the baton to you, sir, for some closing words.
Some closing words for me would probably have to be, as I said earlier, ATK, despite my feelings for you, congratulations on being sober. I myself have been through those challenges, and I do not wish those on my worst enemy. I don't wish it on anybody. With the passing of time, it'll heal all wounds eventually. But when it comes down to things, they could have been done differently, but as you said, you're going through a challenge and you didn't know how to comprehend it. Either way, you got through, and I commend you for it. You moved past it. My feelings will stay the same no matter what. But on that circumstance, I'm really looking forward to Breakdown.
Oh, baby. I'm telling you what, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to want to tune into YBW now because ATK is back. He's back. He's back home. The place that made him and the place that made him what he is. You're going to be seeing him a lot more often. And no, it's not just a stop. It's a stop on the road. It's now permanent. He's broken out, and the hit marker has got Dominic marked next. And he's got marked next for that YBW championship to return back to ATK. And if it matters, it creates controversy. And Lord knows we've seen names on this platform that have created plenty of controversy. And really, at this point, when it comes to ATK, it was only a matter of time before he would have came to Sportswire Radio, because they've all come here. The big boys from the top on down have all been here, ladies and gentlemen, and it was only a matter of time before ATK was going to join his peers and come on to Sportswire Radio and address the elephant in the room. You got that, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to see, spoiler alert, you're going to see ATK on Sportswire Radio before September the 28th, and he's going to address all about what's on your minds and certainly Dominic's minds and the backyard, the underground wrestling circuit's minds, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a live one. I have no doubt about that. But it may create controversy. But in the meantime, happy birthday, Magnum Carter. We are pulling for you. You are going to defeat that C word. We're not even going to have any thought about that. We got you. It's your day. It's YBW's day. And how fitting. ATK is here for this monumental moment. Who would have guessed? But yes, no, you're not seeing things. That's how it goes. That's how we roll. Yep, you can say it. Never say never. There can't be no other way. And that's what it's going to be and how it's going to be. And ATK has arrived. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one that we'll remember for a long time. And ATK, it was certainly good to meet you. Long overdue. Certainly been a bumpy ride. But listen, the past is the past. Water under the bridge. We move on. We go forward. And we'll see you back here before the 28th of September. And Magnum Carter, thank you as always. Happy birthday. Congratulations on holding the Hardcore Championship. And we're pulling for you, though, all kidding aside, on the 11th of September. And we all got your back. And thank you as always. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being the role model of the backyard circuit. And I'll see you here maybe even right after Showdown on the 28th. How does that sound?
Sounds perfect.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was Magnum Carter, the MC of the 1, 2, 3, who was today the YBW Hardcore Champion, maybe quicker or longer than a New York Minute. And he was here to talk about that, plus some other things. And it was also his birthday today. So one more time, wish him a happy birthday. And it was Magnum Carter Day. YBW gets an award for 1,500 subs. And they go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And how fitting that the hit marker, ATK, who just returned to YBW for the first time in nearly a year, showed up and shows up here for the first time on this platform. Yeah, we wouldn't have had that on our bingo card even 6 hours ago. But hey, that's what we are. We're live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and it was only a matter of time. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to this memorable episode. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally, where all music and wrestling matters. If you're here on Sportswire Radio, please support YBW, support us, and we'll be back here tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with Angel Santiago, the TF Crew YouTube champion, the Puerto Rican Prince. We'll talk about Sunday's show next week, TF Crew's Day of Atonement, where he'll be wrestling the GBYWN champion, the legendary Rad Dad Rowley Belmont, the Map Pro Wrestling Grand Champion. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you also to our friends in EBW for giving us a super chat, which, yes, all wrestling matters, and that's how it's going to be. And have a good night. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Enjoy Labor Day. God bless America. God bless everybody out there. God bless you, Magnum Carter. Nice to meet you, ATK. Long overdue. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.